restoration back into the city. And I also want to state on the record, I am very much against a merger of East Cleveland and the city of Cleveland. I disagree with it for one reason, because there's too much history in this city. And I don't appreciate the overt racism that is still taking place, because when racists, I want to make that clear, racist supremacists want to overtake a land, they allow it to become desolate, they allow it to become a place of high crime, and they rob it of everything, and that is exactly what is taking place. My time is running out, but my concern is not running out, and it will never run out, and I want you to allow me to work with you, and I ask you as I take my seat to make peace with your mayor. Make peace with your mayor. You voted for him, give him a chance. I personally did not come to that meeting that you all had, because I'm not coming to a beating up session.
Time is up.
Make peace with your mayor and your council president. Thank you.
Good evening, Kelvin Irby, 14802 Elm. My question is to Barbara Thomas, Mr. Wheeler, Mr. Baker, Mr. Martin, Mr. King, and the mayor. Do all of y'all live in East Cleveland?
Yes.
Do all of y'all love East Cleveland?
Yes.
Y'all all were voted in by every last one of us in this room. If you didn't vote for one, we voted for all. We didn't give up on East Cleveland. Y'all shouldn't give up on East Cleveland. And if you don't want to support East Cleveland, leave East Cleveland. There are other representatives that voted, signed their petitions, and they are gone or moving forward. If you don't want to do what you was asked to do or voted up upon to, we're not going to give up East Cleveland. If you want to make sure that Cleveland takes East Cleveland, every last East Cleveland homeowner, representative, store owner, you should make Cleveland buy all of our homes and all our businesses if you're going to tell them they can have it. Because we didn't come here to fail. Nobody in here. And to give away your home, just like Mr. Baker said, that's not right. Now, I want to say abuse of power. I came to McGregor. Mr. Smetley abused his power to the utmost.
Thank you.
I was ejected off the property. I was disrespected by the chief of police and his staff for a photo that I asked this young man to remove out of his phone because I read a petition. I read a petition. And I got ejected off the property, but not allowed to get my vehicle. I had to have somebody come back and drive my vehicle off the property. I had to walk down a hill. Abuse of power.
That is.
Anytime that you want to apologize, I'd rather have it in writing. For us that did not know, Helen S. Brown Center belongs to East Cleveland.
Right.
The building is sold. It does not belong to Helen S. Brown. So since the center belongs to East Cleveland, we need to come back together and put our center back together. The building is not responsible for the center. Finance director, law director, y'all need to get together. Y'all are our backbones. Y'all are our backbones. We need to know where the money is, and we want to make sure the laws stay equal for both sides, the pros and cons. Like I said, Bob Thomas, Mr. Wheeler, Mr. Baker, Mr. Martin, Mr. King, Mayor. We all East Cleveland. Don't hate none of y'all, but we all East Cleveland.
Thank you.
Terry A. Toll-Free, 14511 Terrace Road, East Cleveland, Ohio. I actually live in East Cleveland, Ohio. Don't live in Shaker Heights, Cleveland Heights, anywhere else. One of the things I say to media, the first thing I've said here and there on radio in regards to not wanting to be part of my favorite hometown, the Pickett, Cleveland, Ohio, is dealing with those 137 bullets. Number of years ago, we were out front. We marched down Art McCoy from the Martin Luther King Center, and I think we were supporting the East Cleveland Police for a raise or whatever it was. We were out in the street in Euclid, on Euclid Avenue. Cleveland police came along. You need to get out of the street. This is East Cleveland. They didn't say another word and they kept moving. Schools. Mayor's letter. If you take the city, the schools will go.
That's right.
If you take the city, the schools will go. And I was one of some of the few people that said no to issue 4. In that city, the people pay taxes and they don't have an elected school board. That would be gone. Our library would be gone. Your taxes probably would be higher. And my 1922 house, which my aunt and uncle decided to leave Glenville across from Shakespeare Cultural Gardens and moved to East Cleveland in 1969, said the county dropped $10,000. I count how many houses on Rosemont. I think it's about 12 that are empty. Some been empty for years. And I don't like people doing stuff behind closed doors and not dealing with East Clevelanders. We're East Cleveland, Ohio, and the city of Cleveland, as I've stated before to folks, under the conditions of the history of this country. Flag, I got to deal with it. The people who lived here originally were predominantly white. They had jobs. They had companies. They networked with the bigger city. And when they moved, they took their information and their money with them.
They did.
When we moved in, our history of chattel slavery and being disrespected over and over again. The mayor of Chicago, they're having a thing today. He done closed down 50 cities. I heard on the radio, 50 schools, I'm sorry, 50 schools. The one lady called in, the Reverend Al Sharpton, the other day and said the disrespect that that particular mayor is given to that city is off the charts. They may not elect the other guy. He may not have the money. But the bottom line, if you disrespect me, and I've said this many times, if you disrespect my money and my vote, you can go through the door and keep moving.
All right.
Mr. Mayor, Council, my name is Ella Bowman. I've lived in the city.
Mic doesn't work.
Mike, well, I'm just used to holding it, sweetheart.
Just speak loud.
I will, thank you. I'm a homeowner, been here for 46 years, ward leader. I work on the outside audit committee, which we try to advise council. But I had to come out tonight and run with my tennis shoes and got dentist work to be done here. We shouldn't be talking about a merger at all.
Thank you.
It's called a hostile takeover. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You're forcing people to do something where it's kickbacks and people are sitting in the back. Oh, it'll come out.
All right.
I have sat down with a couple of investigators. What I'm looking at here is East Cleveland Police Department. We've got a pretty decent police department. I worked on the finance for the schools. The schools were in $7 million deficit. They came out. This ain't the first time East Cleveland has had a financial problem. What we got is people at the top are not thinking. I don't know if this is with the council, the mayor, whatever. You got to have think tanks up there. You just can't think on one thing emerging and just leave it. There's opportunities to write grants. We don't have grant writers. We lost money on the Helen Brownings because of laziness. Exactly. These are my people. I can talk about it. You got to have the expertise at the top here to do that. There's money in different cities. I told, what's the name, Mansell, Youngstown got money from the federal. We have to get people that's going to be able to manipulate and move and get money into the city. And you got to have accountability at the top.
That's right.
The library, they said it was a goner. I said, no, it's not. They want to give it away. The library now has over $600,000, plus they in a surplus. They want to tear up the little theater we got. You just want to give everything away. And this is what I got a message for. You eat on the people like you eat on bread. God is going to intervene with this East Cleveland.
Yes, he is.
Whatever is done behind the doors on this merger,
That's right.
a lot of people are going to be moved out. They only for themselves. And I have to say that, or it's on me. Get
Amen.
yourself together, council. Get yourself together, mayor. And what about the books? Double books here. So what I'm saying, we should be concentrating on that budget. And I wish you stop sending the message out from City Hall that this city is bankrupt. It is not.
$10 million
It
is not
is
bankruptcy.
It is in a financial deficit. It has $13 million coming in. You have to cut back. And you got to start at the top. That's what I'm looking at. And if you want to have service, the people got to work to get it together. You got volunteers can come in and answer the phones. You done cut back money already. Where is the money now? You eliminated jobs. That budget needs to get in order a little bit. And you're not working on it. Thank you very much.
Amen. Thank you.
Yeah. Charles Holmes, 158 years. I heard a whole lot and I'm really confused.
Yeah, take your phone.
Because I heard everybody here say we want to keep East Cleveland. Now, I haven't heard anybody, none of y'all up here, came up with any idea or with money. The only people that know about the money is over here. Because it doesn't seem like you all over here know anything about the financial situation or whatever we paying. If you all knew, because the proposition of the position that money was, let the peoples know what they have to spend, how are you going to spend, to have the people to halfway live, halfway decent. Because the way it's going, everything is being cut and nothing addition. Every little store, everybody else is leaving. We have no control over the property tax. That's from the county. Now, have anybody up here did any research to find out approximately how much property tax that have been paid in this city and what people owe for property tax in this city? We don't know. And nobody up here is doing any research on this. Just getting up here talking, yeah, we want to keep East Cleveland, we want to keep East Cleveland. Okay, we can keep it, but is you all willing to pay the price? It costs money to operate this city. And I'm surprised because I was told years ago that this city wasn't paying their bills. Right there in the council's office. I have proof. Man, the finance director told us that. And I'm surprised that all y'all didn't know. This has been going on for years. It didn't just start yesterday. Not paying your bills. And if you don't pay your bills, you cannot keep getting people to give you credit. Now, you're talking about those cars. The only thing that I have, the only question that I have, and I'm not a lawyer, and a lot of stuff I don't know, but I thought that when you have property of the city or the government, I thought it's supposed to go up for public bid. And that's supposed to be bid signs everywhere. I've been to the city of Cleveland bid, the community development bid of the city. All these places have bids. People know about it. I ain't know nothing about no bids on these things. If it's done properly, each individual could go up there and bid on each one of those cars if they want it. You know, I'm trying to figure why it had to be undercover with none of the public knowing anything about it. And then y'all get up here and vote to sell it all like that.
Time's up.
I hate to say that, but time's up.
Go get him, Mr. Holmes.
I know resolution 1615, you all passed it, but I still say that those cars should not be sold unless you have a proper certified mechanic or mechanics.
Amen.
And allow these residents to take a look at these cars. Because like Mr. Holmes did say, and I do agree with him on that, Cleveland does have a auction every year. They just had an auction. And not only that, it's just not police surplus cars, also it's cars that they seize from drug dealers, etc. So like if you guys remember last year, they had that guy had that 2005 Bentley. It was worth all that money. I just don't understand why a lot of things we don't know about and why we're not subjected to a lot of decisions that are being made for vehicle sales and different things that apply to the city's well-being. I don't understand that. And you know, another thing too, I was at that meeting, me and my husband both. They don't paint a good picture about you guys. Everything was very negative about you all. From what I stood in there and heard, it wasn't good at all. And I keep telling you guys, I've been telling you for the past years now, you need to bring your power forth. If you bring your power forth and the residents see that you're doing this, they will have no reason to sign any type of merger or anything. Give them a reason to want to think that you all are going to keep this city. Show them something out here. Get these potholes, get all this stuff done that's necessary. That's all I'm saying. I mean, if something doesn't change, somebody got to do something. Okay, that's all I'm saying. I've been telling them for years. You know, it's these attitudes y'all have. I'm not going to call no names, but y'all got attitude problems. I'm serious. And that's why this city is in the predicament it's in. That's why y'all don't get along. That's all you hear, y'all don't get along. You all know who you are. I don't have to call your names. So, and one more thing I want to speak on too. The Helen S. Brown Center, it's a shame that the city has lost that center. Now I remember back in, 2009, it had an $850-something deficit, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I assumed that was taken care of, but apparently not. But all I want to see y'all is to get it together, you know. Stop waiting. It's like we're wasting time here. And I still say those vehicles residents need to have a right to say if those vehicles should be sold or not. Because those cars are not all that old. I'm talking about them 2009s and them 2008s. They still ain't that old. But anyway, a lot of them sat in the parking lot. These police wasn't driving these cars all day long. A lot of them was sitting there in the parking lot. I drive these streets in these Cleveland. That's a bunch of crap. But anyway, y'all need to let these citizens make decisions, not y'all all the time.
I will just start out with property.
Let him have it.
I'm a citizen. I have a right to speak and address any grievance. Let me preface my statement by this. The First Amendment of the Constitution gives me the right for any citizen in here to grieve. They have a grievance with their government to address it without being attacked by anyone. That we have to say. We have the last say what goes on in our city. Now, the mayor shall obtain authority from council to advertise for sale or in a newspaper in a general circulation. I'm not going to waste all my time reading that. And I asked this council, did you have that information? Did I ask that council? I asked this council, did you have bids or whatever? And as Mr. Holmes have elucidated here, government property is not like private property that you have. There is procedures for of disposing government property, or our property, I'll put it that way, our property. You just can't do whatever you want to do with it. That's the law. That's from the White House to